Hey guys, it's Krahmon here again, and I'm back with doing another little quick review of one of my MTGA decks. This is, most of my decks are work in progress still, so I just, want to say that. This one is a mono green deck, and it is a beat stick. Uh, got a pretty good ramp up with 4 Llanowar Elves, which, if you don't know, it's a 1 cost 1/1 tap for a green. And then I have 2 Adventurous Impulses right now. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land from among them, put it into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Good for sorting and manipulation. Titanic Growth can be really brutal. Very nice little instant to have. Blanchwood Armor, of course, in mono green. I'm running nothing but forests, so should turn out pretty nasty. Colossal Majesty. I'm running 3 of these, so I can hopefully keep feeding myself. It's 3 cost enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you draw a card. This deck's gonna be is real easy at getting that. And then I have the Elvish Rejuvenator. 3 cost 1/1. As it enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 of your library and put a land from among them on onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This, again, more deck manipulation plus land grab is always nice. Then I have the Jadelight Ranger. 3 costs 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, it explores, then it explores again. So this could be really, really good. If you don't know the explore mechanic, you reveal the top card of your library, put that card into your hand if it's a land, otherwise you put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Then put the card back or put it into your graveyard. So again, more deck manipulation. Very nice for that. Running 3 Leaf Champions, sorry. 3 green, 5/4. And it can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. So speed bumps are useless against this one, so that's really nice. And then I have 1 Waker of the Wilds, 4 cost 3/3 Merfolk Shaman, 2 green and X. You put X/1/1 counters on target land you control. It becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste. It's still a land. This is for later game, so I can start really having continuous attackers and defenders. Only have the 1 right now. Might pop this to a 2 of. Probably won't run it as a 3 or a 4. And right here, definitely love this card, the Gigantosaurus. I'm a big Arc Survival Evolved player, so the Gaea has, a warm place in my heart until it tries to eat my heart. But that's beside the point. Nothing fancy with this one. This is pure beat stick. It's 5 green, 10/10. Just absolutely brutal. Yeah, this one, it's brutal. I've popped this on turn 3, and when you're on turn 3, you're seeing a 10/10. That kind of, okay, shit. What do I got to do now? Then I'm running 2 Vivien Reid. It's 2 green, 3 generic, 5 loyalty. For +1, you look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or a land from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in random order. Nothing fancy, deck manipulation, which is nice. -3, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. And -8, you get an emblem with creatures you control, get +2/+2, and have vigilance, trample, and indestructible. If you can get this thing to survive, to get that, all of your creatures just suddenly become gods, and it's really nice. I think the one thing I'm truly lacking in this deck right now is flyers, and I need to probably do a little bit of a tweak. At least run something with reach, you know, so people can't fly over me while I'm trying to, uh, work on them. However, generally speaking, from previous gameplays with this deck, I haven't had a lot of problems with that because I hit so hard so quick. Most people are saving all their flyers for blocking. Not always the case though, so I'm probably gonna have to work around that and figure out what I can do. Anyway, next card, Ghalta, Primal Hunger. This thing is also really brutal. I've dropped this one, I think, on a turn 3 because of the reduced cost. Otherwise, it's a 12 cost 12/12 with trample, and this creature costs X less to cast, where X is the total power of creatures you control. That, with this deck, the 10 power adds up fast. So I've dropped this. I can drop this thing extremely early if I see it. It can be really, really fun. Really brutal too. And then also the Hungering Hydra. I'm running 2 because that's all I have, and this is more of a later game card anyway. But it's 1 green X, enters with X/1/1 counters. Can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, and whenever it's dealt damage, you put that many 1/1 counters on it. So if this thing is getting blocked, it's getting stronger. If you're blocking with it, it's getting stronger, as long as it does not get dealt lethal damage. So this can be an early game to where you just, keep trying to power it up, or it can be a late game with a lot of mana dropped into it and just be a beast. Really potent. And then I'm only running 22 lands, which sometimes can be a problem. But with this deck, with its mana ramp, I'm essentially running 26 lands with the Llanowars, so I should have, ample mana. Now for the sideboard, I am running 4 Druid of the Cowl for more mana ramp. Should I find out, hey, look, I am not excelling as fast as I want, I'll run this one. I'm also running the Elvish Clancaller because there are a lot of elves in this deck. If I feel like I need that edge, I will pull the Clancallers into the deck, and for every one of the Clancallers that hits play, my other elves get +1/+1. And then, of course, it has its own ability to search for another one and put it onto the battlefield out of your library, which then essentially will give this one +1/+1, the other one +1/+1, and all other elves +2/+2, and so on. You can run this one as 4. I only have 3, so that's kind of where I'm at with that right now. I only have 1 of this card. That's why I'm only running 1 Gaea's Blessing. For 2, target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from the graveyard to the library. Then you draw a card, and when it's put into your when Gaea's Blessing is put into your graveyard from your library, shuffle your graveyard into your library. Sorry, excuse me. This can be used in a number of situations. Can be really nice. Get you that get you a call or a draw, and also can say someone is, Vor isn't really much of a thing anymore. It used to be extremely popular. And for those who don't know, Vor is in Magic terms, is a deck that does nothing but eat your lands so that you can't do anything. It used to be extremely popular years ago, but there's really no precedent for it being a huge thing anymore. They just don't seem to be printing cards that really promote Vor anymore. Used to be extremely annoying, but it's not very common anymore. However, this is also very good against mill. Should you run into an instance where they're milling, you can run this in a deck where you are, like in my case, where you're, I'm sorry, I lost the term. uh, exploring, where you can just drop it to your graveyard, and it'll shuffle it and your graveyard back into your library. So, can be really good. Really good card. I do plan on running more of these and possibly main decking them. Just with only one, I don't want to just use that one slot. Next, for a little more stopping power, I've got some Runic Armasaurs. Nothing fancy. Three cost 2/5. Great blocker. And whenever an opponent activates an ability of a creature or land that isn't a mana ability, you may draw a card. It can really just like help refill your hand if you're running into people that use a lot of non-mana abilities from creatures. Obviously, you still have to worry about protecting it if you plan on using it long term. Its toughness is good, but there are a lot of ways to get rid of this creature. So it's kind of just, if I feel like I need that, I'll throw it in. It's not an everyday thing, but every once in a while. And next on the list is Wayward Swordtooth. This one I would run main deck if I had 2 more of them. I would be main decking them. These are really fun. 3 cost 5/5. Ascend. Unfortunately, that means you can't attack or block with it unless you have 10 permanents or more. But you may play an additional land on each of your turns. That is huge for mana ramping, and the fact that he only costs 3 is really nice. So you can ramp up to drop this one, and then just keep feeding. You'll be at the city's blessing in no time. So really nice, really solid. I would highly recommend main decking this one for a mana ramp deck. However, again, I only have the one, so I'm going to work on getting some more of those. I've just been trying to complete other decks. Right now, I'm running 2 Arcane Encyclopedia, just for added draw power. If I find that I'm getting tons of lands, but nothing to really play, we'll swap these in. And nothing fancy, just an artifact, 3 cost, and then for 3 and tap, you draw a card. It's not a game breaker card, but it can be a lifesaver in certain situations. And then I'm running Grunn the Lonely King in the sideboard as an option. This one can be really fun. It doesn't have to be necessarily, you don't have to absolutely attack solo with this one. It can be really great though to do so. It's this one's 6 cost 5/5 legendary ape warrior. Now it's got a kicker of 3, so that means it's gonna come up to wow. Yikes. 9 cost 5/5. But if you kick it, it comes in with 5/1/1 counters. So it becomes a 10/10 for 9. That's kind of nice. Kind of expensive. But if it comes into play late game, that it shouldn't be an issue for the kicker. And whenever it attacks alone, you double its power and toughness till the end of turn. So if you do get the ability to start doing one-off attacks with it, this thing is insanely powerful. It also, I have found that I will, if I am playing this one in main deck, I will, and especially if I've kicked it, I will start just swinging at people with this card solo, so that he gets that massive bump, the double power and toughness. Because if it's been kicked, it's a 20/20 swinging. So what that means is they either take almost guaranteed lethal damage, or they block it. Well, there's a guaranteed kill for that creature. So, and if you can give this thing trample, it's really brutal. I have managed that. It's pretty nasty. But anyway, guys, that is my current main green deck. I enjoy this deck a bit. I've been building a lot more aggressive decks for a while now. I turned into just aggro. That started back with, oh dear, probably during the Shards of Alara time period. I started becoming a more of an aggressive style player. Used to be a combo based player before that, but anyway, got a little rambly there. Anyway, guys, this has been the review of my current mono green deck. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gives you some ideas on what you can do with your decks. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Later.